Waiting to see if we go live. We're live.
We're live.
We're live.
Rawr. All right. Well then,
We're
it's time to say it. Welcome to Done Deal.
Oh God, I can't get my voice that high. I would love to get my voice that high, but it's
That's
just
not high. That's totally in the alto range. If it was high, it would be welcome to Done Deal.
When you do it, it's totally you grab my balls range.
Oh, okay.
I'd be like, I can't do it.
Is that what you're doing there, or you know?
No. I'm
Just checking.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna retweet that we're live and
Yeah. Alrighty. And those of you in the room, help me out. It's been a couple weeks since I was sitting in this chair doing this broadcast, and I want to make sure our levels are good. Let me know what you're hearing. Pardon me for being distracted. I had to fill my aero tank. This thing has become one of my favorite devices.
I'm not seeing anybody in chat at the moment. Whoever's in chat, put one in the room, please. There we go.
There we go. Hey, what?
All four of you.
Hey, it'll be a close, intimate gathering tonight. That's okay.
No, I don't want that. I hate close, intimate gatherings. No. We need a one in front of the 2-7. All right, we're at 28 now. I'm happy. Okay, we moved up one.
Jeez, Joe. Not happy with it.
Yeah, because what happens if we say something really important now, and then halfway through the show, 100 people come in? They missed it.
Well, you know, that's the advantage of being on time. Oh, there's lots of ones. Okay. Gotta...
Yeah, I feel weird. I didn't broadcast today. Like,
I know.
My show, my Mod Enemy show is still going, and I'm not on it. Well, it's not Mod Enemy, but it's people just filling in because we took off for the weekend for July, so July 4th weekend. So,
oh my God,
Smokey's out at a party, and Tiny's doing her party thing, and Nitro's probably at the library. So I wasn't going to do Done Deal either because I thought my ass would be partying today, and nope, it fizzled. It was a terrible weekend here. It was raining on and off. There was just nothing going on. So this
is Joe's party vapor down.
Yeah, and I just stuck around and dealt with the underground all day, pretty much. And
DC, that is so cool. DC found Vapors TV via Done Deal, and that is just super cool. I love it. Welcome. I'm glad we helped you get connected here.
So it is let's see, my time is 1:05 a.m. in the morning, 10:05 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for Tiger. Want to go over some vape mail? Because you got a lot. We haven't done Done Deal in 2 weeks. So you boatload, and you have a boatload coming to you.
Joe, I hate when you do this. Put me on the spot about the boatload of vape mail I got. What is it you want me to talk about? Because I don't remember. I've been away. I don't know how I could have got a boatload of vape mail.
That's true. You have been away.
Yeah. Maybe it's you're talking about.
Do you remember anything within the last 2 weeks you got mail? I don't think.
I haven't been here. I can't get. Oh, okay. You know what? You made me a liar. But it's in the kitchen and I can't show you my black fogger that I haven't managed to build yet because it came while I was away.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll give you a pass this week.
All right.
I, on the other hand, got a boatload, tons of vape mail this week. But my favorite of all my vape mail is this, right here. See that? That's a Clouper DD30 box mod in metallic green.
Ooh.
I've been using this thing for about 4 days now. I have 7 authentic DNA20/DNA30 devices. You know, like I have I have the Tatro, I have the Vapor Shark, I have the ZNA, just right in front of me, and I have about 5 or 6 over there. This, by far, right now, for the price, blows them all away. Blows them all away. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Baby pissing and moaning about clones. By far, the best for the money. Now, is the Tatro mod, or the ZNA mod, or the Vapor Shark mod better overall? Perhaps, but they're about 2 to 3 times the price. Now, I've had 0 problems with this mod. It is built wonderfully. It takes my own 18650 battery. You just put it in, you screw on the back door, boom. It works great. The only thing I don't like about these are the buttons, but these are supposed to mimic the Hana mod, so those are the buttons that Hana mods use. I'm a big button kind of guy. I like those big horn buttons. Now, somebody was asking, how do you tell the difference between these and the clones? How do you tell a clone DNA 30 from a real DNA 30? And there's one specific tell. Now, I can't show you on cam.
Oh my!
You're not going to see it. I could try to put it in front of the cam, but it's so bright.
It is. Hold it at an angle. Sometimes that helps, and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, you're not going to see it.
We tried.
The 8, any of the number 8s on the display, like, in the wattage section, the 8 is upside down. So the fat bottom of the 8 is on the top.
Oh.
You understand?
Okay.
So that is the only tell, and I think they did that on purpose so we can tell the difference. But that is the only difference you can tell between the boards. The 8 is upside down. So that's a good way to know. But either way, it's perfect. I'm vaping this Kanger Mega at 21.8 watts. God, it's good.
Nice.
I mean, it's perfect. Okay, so I had a disappointment. I bought an Atlas mod, which is the new 50 watt box mod from Tatro. Plugged down 2 boxes easy for it. In non-Italian terms, that's $200. And it came broken. We figured out why it came broken. We did some research, and basically they wrapped it so tight in mailing, it pushed the button in, it fired the battery with no connection, but still showed that display through the mailing process, killing the battery, knotting it to the point where you can't recharge it. And so what I did is, they were kind enough to ship me one before I even sent it back. So now it's in the mail for them, but they have already sent another one in the mail for me. Very excited to try it. From what I could tell, and I was holding it in my hand, we're very well built. This isn't a standard crappy aluminum box mod. This is a box mod that Tatro himself made. The button on it alone is a $20 button, retail. It's a great button. And it runs that new SX350 chip at 50 watts. It's going to be a hot mod as soon as I get it. I should probably have it maybe Monday or Tuesday.
Cool. Good.
I got Tiger one of these in red. It's on it. Well, it's going to be on its way to her on Monday.
Yeah, I can hardly wait.
Along with some other goodies. I got these from Focal e-cig. These are Vamos. I got these. These will be giveaways. I'll be giving away somewhere on one of the shows. I picked these stainless steel Vamos up on Focal e-cig at their. Is it like that something till they have, Tiger?
That wasn't on that sale, but yeah, they do something called an hour sec kill, and I don't know how that sort of translates to that, but what it basically is every hour they'll put up a certain number of an item, and it's a really great deal. Sometimes it's like literally like pennies on the dollar kind of thing. And but there's only so many of them, and you have to be there, and it's almost like sniping an auction. You have to be there at the right time and click buy and get it, and so it's a little bit of a game, but I have actually done it because I wanted to test it out and make sure it was cool before I told people about it. It's a little frustrating because there's only going to be so many. It's not a deal everybody can get in on, but if you're there at the right time and watching and quick, there's some great deals to be had.
Now, I bought 3 of those Vamos at stainless steel ones at $19.99. It was a great deal. They were here in less than a month, so I'm happy. Some vapors out there will be happy. Use those for a giveaway. Somebody wants to know if I went lower than 1 ohm on this box. Yep, I'm at 0.8 ohms with the slim heads from Kangaroo, so it works great.
Oh yeah, right on.
I got a Gus clone. This is the Gus clone from Fastech. I picked this up. It was like $20. It's actually a pretty nice looking mod. It's got a nice, really, well, you can't really see through the plastic, but it's got a really, really nice bottom button on it. I really like it. I haven't used it yet, but so far it looks nice, feels nice in the hands, so that's gonna be good. I got some more MNKE batteries, and that's a good thing because you'll find out about that later.
Yeah.
A boatload of juice, which I'm not really going to get into, and what else did I get? Anything else? Oh, I got a 730 mod. This is the upgrade to the 722. That's going to Tiger though. I'm going to send Tiger to 730 because I have a bunch of very mods here.
Dope.
Why?
Because I'm really stoked about that 730. I really am.
You said don't.
No, I said stoked.
Oh. Yeah, it's different. The 730 and the 722 are in terms of build quality. The 722, in my opinion, is built a little better only because it's a solid tube. Everything about it's solid. With the 730, there's these slots cut in it, and they're kind of sharp. Like you could use them for a cheese grater. I really think so. A mandolin. I mean, and so I said to myself, you know what? I don't need another 26650 regulated. I'll send it up to Tiger. She can use it. She can have fun with it. Worst case scenario, she can slice vegetables for her son with it, and it'll all be good.
No, I'm done cutting mangoes for a while. My finger's finally healing. Like, no, I'm good.
And then I got I guess one other thing I got the Kangaroo Giant. Fits perfectly on the 722. This is the 28.5 or 30 millimeter Kangaroo tank. This rocks. Great airflow on this thing. They changed it up again specifically for this tank. What they did something really cool. I don't know if this is gonna come out on cam, but if you see the airflow right there, I don't know. Are you seeing the airflow right there, Tiger?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you see those 4 pips on the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, that also lets you know where the air holes are, because I know what my Kangaroo, I'm always spinning and spinning and sucking. I guess is the word. I don't where my air holes are. Here now it shows you where they are on there, so you can do it. So that's awesome, and that's pretty much vape mail. Yep, pretty much vape mail.
Well, I did receive not vape mail per se, but vape-related mail, and I'm wearing it. Thank you so much to Jason out at ESV for the 6 Ohm 4 t-shirt. Now, let me explain. They've been talking about 6 Ohm 4, and it's all over Facebook. It's been for some time now, and I never got it. It's like, okay, it's got an ohm symbol in it and they're blowing clouds. That much I get. But what's the 6 Ohm for? Well, it took me until one time I actually kind of set it in my head. 6 Ohm 4, and it all clicked. Vancouver, where ESV, Eastside Vapes, is located, the area code is 604. So they made it 6 Ohm 4. It's kind of a local inside vape thing, and now I'm part of it. Yeah. So I said I'm gonna have to do some crazy aggressive build and get a good cloud picture, so I really feel like I'm in the club. But so 6 Ohm 4. Thank you, ESV. And while we're talking about vape mail, not something that we received, but something we sent out this week. Very exciting. Let me cut over to the feature screen. Those of you who are aware of the Dragon Provari we were giving away for a Canadian Vapor on Canada Day.
I won! Yay!
No, you did not. You got a Dragon. Congratulations to Steve V of Peterborough, Ontario. That dragon went out, and next week we hope to hear from Steve how happy he is, and hopefully he'll share some pictures with us. That's of course optional, but hopefully we'll get to see a happy vaping dragon picture. So congratulations again. Thanks to everyone who entered, and keep in mind, if you weren't our lucky winner, you still have 11 chances to win, because VaporJoe is doing the Lazy Hazy Days of Summer. There will be 11 more. One is already awarded. 11 more Pro Varies of your choice, or a Vapor Shark if you prefer. So, and those are available to everyone.
Right. Now, the way I'm doing it is every week you go to that link. Excuse me, that's the Vaping Underground. You sign up. You just reply to the thread. That's all you got to do. Once you reply to the thread, it gets you automatically entered into all 12. Our last winner went with a Zencoat, because Zencoat, the new Zencoat gunmetal is out. Did you know that, Tiger? Have you even seen these?
The gunmetal, yeah. Actually, I featured those ones. It's a smart-looking finish.
Yeah, he picked a Zencoat gunmetal mini with blue LED. I don't get it though. I mean, why would anybody, if you had the option, what makes one want the mini over the 18490?
Oh, very simply put, there are options available to turn the mini into an 18650. Now, the nice part about it, let me show. Yeah, right. Can I show you mine, or is it at my other desk? It's at my other desk. Wouldn't you know it? My first Pro Vari, which was given to me by my other co-host, Corey, is a mini, and it's got the Curvanus extension tube. So the beautiful part of it is I can use an 18350 or an 18650 and still be able to use that attractive, here's the dragon, it gives you an idea, that attractive bottom cap on the Pro Vari, as opposed to the extension cap they give you, which really only gives you one size up.
Right.
The extension caps, in my opinion, just aren't that attractive. Straight up. They've rounded the edges where the original cap has the little, as you put it, pips in the bottom, and that squarer edge. It's a nicer look. So there you go. There are other options available as well for Pro Vari to extend it, but the Mini gives you a nice compact to-go form factor.
Right, and ProVape also came out with a new white, the new female. I'm calling them the female hybrid colors. They're white and purple, white and pink. Hybrid, the hybrid colors they did with the white and black. They did that with purple and pink. They look, I guess they look good. I mean, I wouldn't buy one, but the ladies. So back to the contest. Basically, we will give them away on random shows. Last week we did it on MonEnvy. This week there was no MonEnvy. Next week we're going to do it on MonEnvy. And then the following week, we may do one on Done Deal. We may do one on another show, randomly. You don't have to watch the shows to know if you won, because the winner automatically gets PM'd within Vaping Underground. So basically, you can be anywhere in the world. So if you live in Botswana and want a Pro Vari, I will send it to you. I promise.
Anywhere Vapors vape.
Exactly, and you can choose any Pro Vari in any configuration you want. So if you want the extra large Pro Vari, the Zencoat, which is the most expensive Pro Vari, with a different LED, you can have it. It's no problem. Now, for those of you who don't want a Pro Vari, it doesn't suit your needs, you can also get a Vapor Shark, little DNA 30 mod. Very, very nice. I use these all the time. The only reason why I picked the Vapor Shark is it's available. It's very hard just to pick up a DNA 30 mod willy-nilly, a legit one. So we want the Vapor Shark.
Diana wants to know, what's the Zencoat? Do you want to talk about that, Joe?
It's a nano. It's how can I explain it? It's more than what PVD is. It's a nano-coated procedure. I'm going to say they're saying the coating is harder than diamond. Very expensive, very hard to do. Right now he has two Pro Varies, one in gold and one in the gunmetal. I almost thought the emerald one was Zencoat, but it's not. It kind of looks Zencoatish, but It's supposed to be a really, really hard process, and it's supposed to help with. Basically, you can't scratch it, from what I understand.
Alrighty. Well, let's see, 20 past the hour. Shall we start moving into some deals?
Sure, let's go for it.
Let's go for it. All right. Well, it's been a little quiet over at VaporJoe's Canada with me away. My schedule and time was a little crazy, and of course, with 12-hour drives to face, that was lots of fun yesterday. But we got through it, and I did have some interesting stuff I wanted to show you this week. This was one of them. The Pyrex iClear, the new XI. Now, I'm a big fan. I love my iClear 30. And then they came out with the B, which was, of course, the bottom coil. Now, this one is a bottom dual coil, but the nice part is that is a Pyrex tank. Yay! Anytime you're talking about glass, makes me happy. I love my tank etchers. You always have to be mindful of what's in the other ones, right? Now, I love this, but I can't put just anything in it, right? So this one you can. Links in the room. And I love the look of this one, the detailing on it they did with the longer drip tip. I think that's a smart looking device.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever got to try one of these yet. I've tried the Bs, I've tried the regular ones, I've tried the S's.
Right.
I don't think I got to try this one yet. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just looking at it now. I don't know, when did these come out? I'm almost confused. I don't remember seeing these ever coming out. Is this something brand new?
It's not bleeding edge new. It's pretty new. It hasn't been very, very long. And
is this their newest iClear?
Oh, now Jim's saying quite a while ago. Okay, maybe springtime. Oh, well, springtime isn't that long. I mean, it's only July.
Technically speaking, spring and vape time, that's like, that's like 10 years.
That's true. I will give you that.
But no, I remember going to Vape Fest, no, not Vape Fest, DC, Vape Bash. And the newest thing there was the B, and I bought that, and it worked really good. I've never tried this one. I'm going to have to pick one up and try it, because I was always been a big iClear fan. I'm probably the only one in the world who enjoyed the knuckleheads that it came with, those knucklehead drip tips that turn.
I got used to it.
Grab them and throw them away.
No, I got used to it. It was an adjustment, but now it for me, it kind of belongs on the VTR. It just wouldn't be right without it.
Right.
You get used to it.
But yeah, they now if they're Pyrex, well, it makes it even better, because that was their biggest downfall, was the fact that they were always plastic. So now we're talking Pyrex. Now we're talking no crackers here.
Take it to the next level. All right, another one that I was really excited to see come out recently. This one is a mechanical mod that I've only heard great things about. Now, the replica looks like they did a great job. We will share this one with you. This is the Copper Vanilla. Beautiful, beautiful mod. And of course, being from the West Coast in the mountains, I kind of just fell in love with the logo on this. But yeah, I guess Big Bang has the night off. So.
All right, hold on. It just froze for me. I'm gonna reload the. There we go. It's back up there. Okay. Yeah, the vanilla is actually a really, really nice mod. It's one of those mods that the legits were good, and they were never really hard to get. Like, you could find the vanilla and buy one, and they're, in terms of legits, under 150, I believe. I mean, you could probably get one for like 120, $130. I remember when Nitro got his legit at Vape Fest. He loved it. He's been vaping on that thing like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, now this is interesting to me, Joe, because I was under the mistaken impression, I guess, that they were a little harder to get your hands on.
Vape shops have them. I mean,
Okay.
I remember we used to talk. Matt, one of the guys in
Right.
the industry who helped develop this and makes this.
Yeah.
He he said they sold like 70 or 80,000 of these things. They pumped these things out there. Everybody
Okay.
enjoyed them, but it's more on a brick and mortar level where people were buying them because
Okay.
it was more like you could buy them. You can't go to say a normal high-end online store and buy one. You had to go to the brick and mortar's online store.
Okay.
And that's where you'd purchase them. But if you looked hard enough, you could find one. You could find one right now. But, they're, like I said, 150, 130 bucks.
Right.
And I think the word vanilla basically means it's vanilla plain, but it hits like a beast. You know what I mean? There's no bells and whistles on this. It just does what it's supposed to do.
That's what I'm hearing. And those that have the originals are very, very pleased with them. So, as we know, don't expect the finish or some of the attention to detail, but certainly from the pictures, it looks like they did a pretty darn decent job on this replica. So,
Yep.
not bad for under 25.
Yeah, and everybody I know that has them really, really likes them. There's just no, I've never heard anybody complain about a vanilla. Okay.
Alrighty.
Sorry, I'm just making us go live on VaporJoe's for a moment. I'm embedding the audio, the video.
No problem.
Okay,
I will move on to an atomizer. You've been talking lots about the 722, the 730 tonight. Somebody had mentioned the Big Nasty. Well, you got to have a great atomizer to go on a great 26650 device. And the Argus looks like a great atomizer. 5-post configuration, drilled post, so it's easy to build. Lots of room in there. Mind you, of course, it's a wide diameter atomizer, so there's going to be lots of room. This one ships from the USA, so you're not waiting to get this. You'll have it in hand sooner and be able to build it up. Neat design on the cap, so you've got lots of airflow options without pulling out the drill, and a really nice finish. Now, have you heard anything about folks using this? I mean, I'm sizing it up from the features I'm seeing on it, but
this is something, I was looking at the Argus the other day. Let me just get over to your link real fast. I want to check something out. A lot of these newer trippers, and I just want to point something out funny. Have you noticed that lately all the names have been like Greek mythology?
yes,
Argus,
there's a big move to that.
Yep, and the Argus is, if anybody doesn't know what the Argus was a 100-eyed giant in Greek mythology. So I don't know why they're calling this the Argus. I don't know if because it has like 100 vent holes or something in it, but it seems to be really funny. There was the Celebos yesterday, and we have the Hades, and then we have the Argus, and we have the Titan, and I'm just waiting for another. I think what they do is they open the book to Dungeons and Dragons, the God Manual, and they just close their eyes and go, boom, that's okay. We're gonna name it that. I'm just waiting for the Medusa and the Zeus and all the other stuff to happen. It's just really funny. Yeah, this is a really, really nice stripper. I'm looking at it. It's 5-post system, so you're good on this for how many? Is it 1 positive and 4 negative, or?
Pardon me, say that again?
Is it 1 positive post and 4 negative posts?
Yes, that's right. Your center post is your positive, and the surrounding posts are your negative. So you do have to get all the coils tethered in at the center, but they all have their own negative. So there's lots of options for how. Oh, absolutely, easily. But certainly you're not locked into that. You can build a single on it if that's really the way you want to go. But dual or quad are going to be a breeze.
Right, and of course that airflow system on there looks really, really nice. I'm just checking it out now. Now, Focus Sig, I think these are people who make it. I believe this I believe this is not a clone of any kind. This is an original design.
That is my understanding. That's correct.
Yeah, this is an original design out of China.
Yeah.
So, I've seen this lately. This is a new trend. This is starting to pop all over the place. We're starting to see e-cig come out with their own real mechanicals. We're starting to see plenty of these new addies starting to come out that aren't replicating the American or Hanoi mod makers, and I guess what they did is they've learned by replicating so many that, hey, wait a minute, we could do this on our own. And they're starting to come out with their own. And oddly, they picked a Greek mythology. They're going down that line to make it sound more attractive. But I think it's a really, really nice stripper for 26650.
Yeah, looks like nice finish. So, and of course, that move to the larger devices, the 26650, everything's going 26650 lately.
Oh, it's all about the 26650. Let me pull up a deal here.
All right, you do that.
Let me just give me 1 second. Everything's got to be slow when I got to do stuff, right? All right, here we go. Pull it up really fast. I'm just trying to find one that's not a 4th of July deal.
Right.
Okay, here we go. It is the AR mechanical.
Ah, yeah.
Copper.
Right on.
Now here's the link. This is, following the line of copper. Everything copper is, everybody wants it. These are they're calling this one, it's kind of funny, the hollow mod, but it's really, it's an AR clone. Basically, it's a copper tube mod with holes. I think there's 5 holes down 4 sides of the mod, giving it a very unique look. You get to see your battery through it.
Right.
The top kind of has this, looks what's like a target symbol on the top. There, Tiger has it up now. Everything is copper on this thing. Everything. Center post, tube, bottom, everything is straight copper on this. So if you want, it's just going to be a hard-hitting mod, without a doubt. Copper being the, almost as, just under silver, but being one of the best conductors, you're not going to have much voltage loss on this. And for $33.16, I think this is a really, really good deal. And it's a really nice-looking device. It's plain and simple, yet, to me, I'm getting sick of just tubes. This one's kind of edgy, and it's got some rough edges to it. It's got some texture to it. It's got the holes. So I like this mod. I think I'm going to pick it up and just kind of put it in the collection.
I love the detailing in that top cap. It reminds me of schematics. I look at it and I think about antennas.
Is that? Yeah. I think of antennas. At first I thought that was a target symbol, but it could be an antenna. But then again, it's called an AR mod and the AR-15 and guns and. I'm still going to stick with target. I know that.
The crosshair.
Now that I'm looking at it, I'm cocking my head like a dog that heard a weird sound.
And Solomon Grundy says it looks like a reticle, and I'm gonna be straight out. I haven't got a clue what a reticle is. So, am I even saying it right? Gun sight. Is that what you're saying, Solomon?
Solomon Grundy. For those of you who don't know, he's the Justice League.
Okay, there we go.
That was my little inner geek coming out real quick. So that's the AR mod. A really, really nice mechanical. And okay, Tiger, you have another you'd like to talk about?
I have more deals, absolutely. Now let me get a link ready for you. This is a cool little puppy, and I am really excited about the price that they brought out on this one. Let's share. Whoops. There we go. And we'll get rid of the AR. There we go. The Nightcore DigiCharger D2. Now this is the 2-bay on 2 separate channels, so you can throw 2 different batteries, totally different in there, no problem. The DigiCharger knows what to do with it. Smart charger. It's got a really nice LCD display, and this one comes with the car cable as well. So if you're traveling this summer like I just was, it's nice to have that in the car, because you just never know when you're going to want to charge, and sometimes it can't wait till you get where you're going. So this one doesn't have to wait. You've got both cables, 2 bays, $22.72. So that's a pretty darn good deal.
Yeah, and this doesn't just charge our batteries.
No,
These charge NiCad too.
that's right. That's
Which
right.
means all you people who have 1,000 remotes in your house for your television and your Roku and your Xbox, and it will charge rechargeable AA's, AAA's, I believe C's and D's. Won't do 9 volts, but this one will also do everything from a 10440, which is as small as a AAA, all the way up to a 26650 for what we do. And then there's another battery style they do. There's 3 styles this thing does, not just 2. It does another style. I have to read up on the I don't know if it's like, and we have nickel metal hydride, and take a look at this real quick. Just give me 1 second. No, it's not telling me. I'll have to write real quick. But
well,
anyway.
they're basically telling us that it's for all rechargeable batteries. So
yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful charger. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I would completely. I ordered a 4-bay not too long ago. One of my friends already has it, and they like it. So there's no problems with it. He's having no problems with it whatsoever so far. Now, let's see. If you click on that link, however, Tiger, it takes you to the 4-bay.
Really?
Yes.
Alrighty.
So click on the it takes us to the 4-bay. But that's okay. Just get the 4-bay.
Well, I will have to fix that when I am not broadcasting. My apologies, folks. Now, the drop-down box should allow you to choose the 2-bay, though. Am I correct on that?
Yeah. You could pick everything from the D2, the D4, the I2, the I4. It actually gives you a huge selection of different NiCor chargers.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I've been using an I2 and an I4. Those are the only chargers I had. And I haven't got a complaint. The I2 finally gave up the ghost. Now that was actually your charger, Joe, and it served you faithfully for quite some time. And I put lots of miles on it myself, and now it has finally said, okay, enough's enough. So I think I'm going to replace it with one of these Digi chargers. And as a matter of fact, while I was in Edmonton, River City Vapes, Kriegs, fixed me up with one of the eFest digital chargers as well, and another great option. So there's lots of options out there, but I gotta say this one, dollar for dollar, it's a great value.
Yeah, well, when I first unveiled the 4-bay version of this many weeks ago, the first thing I said is, "What the hell is wrong with us? We're all happy and geeked out about a fucking battery charger." This is what happens to you when you vape. You go from smoking cigarettes and being a normal person to vaping and getting really amped about a charger and batteries. You're like, yes. Like I got two bunch of e-fests today. I'm like, I have to charge them. This is awesome. I get to put them in my charger and I get to watch them charge, and I'm a loser. And it's so it just, you turn into a battery geek. You turn into this weirdo. But I'm happy to be a weirdo when it comes to batteries and stuff. It's very interesting. It's actually quite educational. And this is the newest puppy. This is the newest charger out. So I just can't wait to get my 4-bay.
I'll be. No fear. We're not going to ban you. Now I have to ask, Puff, are you local to River City? Are you Edmonton area vapor? Oh, cool. Oh, Elf. We like you too much to ban you. We'd miss you. Oh, more Edmonton. Cool, awesome. I finally got, I didn't get to spend a lot of time. I was in Edmonton for family business, but that's where I just returned from, and I did manage to get to see Kriegs and the gang over at River City. I can hardly wait to make it back because they'll be in their new space imminently. So that'll be a great move. It's a very very cozy spot they're in right now. Busy though, boy. For the time I was there, it was just a revolving door, people in and out, and a real thriving little hub for vapors. I love to see it and can hardly wait. Yeah, exactly. More room. It'll be a great thing. So now I just have an excuse to return. Got to see the new place.
Okay, so I have a deal. It's almost gone though. It only hasn't left in black. These are these box mods right here.
Oh yeah.
Calling them these. In my opinion, these are not Hana clones because they don't have a Hana logo. I'm calling them simply a 30 watts in an aluminum box. That's what I'm calling them. I'll put the link in the room. They're all out of stock except for black. So if you're okay with black, get it. It's at 101 Vape. They ship to Canada reasonably too. I think it's like. It was Tiger like $10, $8, something like that.
If I'm not mistaken, and it hasn't changed, it's $8.95, which Canadians know is cheaper than our domestic shipping. So.
Okay, so it's you get this. Now it's kind of cool. What happens? You get this. It comes in a little case. You get this. You get now this particular box mod takes an 18650. It doesn't have the LifePo bags in it. And basically what happens is they give you a little screwdriver that you put inside. You take the little screws out. You put your own 18650 inside, close it back up, tighten the screws. You never got to worry about it again. And what I would do is find the highest mAh/highest amp battery you can find. So I'd probably go with the ABTC5 or a 35 amp eFast at 2500 mAh. And it has, of course, the little charger up front, so that'll charge your battery. You never have to take it out to recharge the charger. And like I said, for $70, you're going to get yourself a kick-ass 30-watt regulated device, and you are going to love this. Oh, somebody said silver's in stock. Okay, cool.
Nice.
So there's not a lot of stock. I got the last green one, which I'm totally happy about. I got Tiger the last red one, and now they're down to just the black and the silver. So if you're looking to get one of these, now they do sell them cheaper at Fast Tech. You can get them at Fast Tech for about $10 cheaper, but wait time and there are so many different companies making these now. I know this brand is great because I know Hot e-cig version sucked because I have one. It's terrible. And I don't know the exact maker of the one at on Fast Tech. I just know the one that 101 gets is from Clowper, and Clowper seems to be making the really nice ones right now.
Right on. Yeah, and I love what you were saying about that this one takes an 18650 battery because, batteries have a life, and eventually it's going to get tired, and it's as easy as opening it up and replacing that, where, most of us can't be doing that with LiPo bags, so.
Right. And, I have the Hot e-cig one, and another way you can tell if it's a Clowper or a better one is if you look back here where that screw is at the top, that's the door, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, that's where the door starts, right above that screw. Now, on the older versions, the door actually cut the 510 connector in half, actually split the top up here. And those are the ones that had a lot of problems. They had the crappy lifeboat bags in them. They rushed them out. They had really crappy internals. These have the electronics are actually sealed with a piece of plastic and these like translucent stickers. Really nice finish. I mean, it makes the electronics beautiful. So just a great fit and finish.
Nice. I could hardly wait.
Yeah, when you get yours, you're going to be impressed. You're going to be like, you paid $60 for this or $70 for this? This is like a $150 box mod. Cool. So that's over at 101 Vape. You can get them in black or you can get them in silver. No, there's no coupon codes because he's already cheap.
Nice. Mac Fallick got his today and very impressed. Good to hear. Now, Solomon is asking about an updated switch. Joe, were you aware of that? An updated switch? Apparently, the before the update, you have to press it once before it'll fire? Kind of almost like
Well,
wake it up?
well, that happens with the real DNA 30.
Oh,
Everybody thinks
okay.
this is a fault. Now, here I have a real DNA 30 in here. Now, if I hit this button, it's gonna show the Tatro. See that little? It showed the Tatro logo first, and then it went over to the screen. That is a function of the DNA 30 which prevents it draining while it's not being used. But what's happening with a lot of the DNA 20s were, like if you use, the Vapor Shark I gave you, Tiger, you'll
Right.
notice if you hit that Vapor Shark and you put it down, that screen is on.
Yeah.
It just stays on for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
What happened is they built in a new protection that basically shuts the board down because they don't want it to take it away from the battery. So you got to hit it once, shows the screen, hit it again, and it'll fire.
So it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Right.
All right, that's cool.
Is it the lawsuit model? Good segue. Good segue.
Well, since you asked,
Well, while I take a vape off my authentic DNA 30, I'm going to put a link in the room. Here's some interesting little tidbits from the lawsuit. I'm pretty close with the owner of VaporTech USA. This is the link. VaporTech USA is being sued by Hannah along with two other companies, Ill Vapes and another one, Vaping Steals and Deals. Even though they're not a blog or a deal site, he's a regular store, but he calls himself Vaping Deals and Steals. Basically, what happened was John took his case to his insurance company, showed them the complaint, which I have a copy of. His insurance company has agreed to represent him against Hannah. Now, what that's going to do is give John, the owner of VaporTech USA, a massive team he's going to be working with now, because the insurance company isn't going to want to pay $150,000. That's what he's being sued for. They'd rather spend $15,000 or $20,000 on attorney fees than to have to pay $150,000 in court fees. Now, this also tells me that the insurance company's picking up because they don't believe Hannah has a case. Hannah's suing under the, I think it's called the Lightman Act, which is that he has a registered trademark with the government. Hannah doesn't have a registered trademark with the government. He has a trademark application, which means he's applying for a trademark, and he's only been doing this for a couple months. Trademarks take a long time. I applied for my trademark for VaporJoe's back in September, so we're going on almost a year, and I still haven't gotten it yet.
right.
Because it takes time.
So really, in vaping terms, like we were talking about, 3 months in vaping is like 10 years in real life. Essentially, by the time you get your trademark in vaping, nobody's even going to be talking about this device.
Exactly. By the time he gets his trademark, and by the time this goes to court and everything is done and all this, it's going to be years. Now the problem is Hannah's got to pay. You don't in trademark law. There's no slip and fall lawyer. Now, what is a slip and fall lawyer? A slip and fall lawyer costs the plaintiff nothing because they're going to take a piece of what they win. A trademark lawyer gets paid by the hour. He doesn't get a piece of what Hannah wins. So everything Hannah does, he's got to pay that out of his pocket. He's got to pay that out of his pocket. So now he's up against an insurance company who has far more resources than Hannah does. I mean, we're talking $1 billion company here. John doesn't have to pay a dime. He's got to sit back. He's got to put his feet up in the chair and say, I didn't do anything. Now, I saw the evidence in the complaint that Hannah used, and he used Facebook screenshots of plain Hannah box mods. There's no logo on them. They look just like this. So Hannah could technically sue anybody he wanted to. If this is what makes him think he can sue people, he should be able to sue everybody in the country because there's 1 billion people selling these
Now,
without
it
his logo.
seems to me there's some confusion here. Now, I'm not a lawyer or a legal assistant, but Joe, help me out here. If he's suing based on trademark, it has to be a logoed device. Otherwise,
Right.
he's suing based on the device is the same. And to me, that's a patent issue, is it not?
Well, it is. However, what he's doing is twofold. One, he's suing for the trademark. Two, he's suing for copyrighted pictures. Now, what Cloudbird did is he went out and took Hannah's pictures, scrubbed the logo off them, photoshopped them, and then gave them to the vendors for promotional material. Vendors used them thinking they can. Turns out they're Hannah's copyrighted pictures that have been scrubbed of Hannah's logo. So that's another thing he's suing VaporTech on, is copyrighted pictures, which is kind of unfair because VaporTech just got that from the distributor, got it from the person who bought the mods from.
Yeah.
But since he can't sue somebody in China, he's going to go to the next best thing, which is the vendor.
Right.
Now,
my mind is being blown here. Solomon Grundy is telling us that he's suing J-Wraps as well because they sell wraps for the clones. Excuse me? If it's a clone, it'll fit the original. How do you determine that the wrap is force? Like this is getting ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Solomon, do you have a link to that?
Yeah, I would like to get
I would
some
really
follow-up
like to know
information on that.
I would really like to know that.
Yeah, that if that's verified, just wow.
Please do, Solomon, because that would be great. I would put that up on my site tomorrow. Like I could see the headline now. Getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to read that. Now,
Yeah.
I think what's happening is Hannah is coming after all these people because they're hoping they will settle. That's what it is. He'll get $20,000 or $30,000 and call it good. But what Hannah really wants right now is $150,000 per vendor, plus all the profits, plus all his defense, his court costs. So you're looking at a $200,000 bill right there from every vendor. And now the average little small brick and mortar is going to get scared. They probably don't have any professional liability insurance, so they'll probably settle for $25,000 or $30,000. Hannah gets a payday, and it goes away, which it's a tactic a lot of people use. However, with John and this insurance company, it does two things. One, if John's insurance company beats down Hannah, it turns with something called precedent, which the courts see, and the other vendors will use it as case precedent for their cases. And two, it shows people get professional liability insurance. It's cheap. It's like $50 a month. And these people will go to bat for you if something like a trademark or copyright thing comes up. You get that.
Now you were saying to me, Joe, and I think it's noted in your post on this as well, that this was discussed on ClickBang, and Russ had a caller call in that said, the one of the determining factors here is going to be if they run into what's called a sleeper. In other words, somebody who has deeper pockets and more resources than Hannah currently does, and it appears that's happened now with VaporTech.
Right. What happened was Hannah. When you're going to do this, and I'm not a lawyer, but I like to follow a lot of law stuff. Basically, what happens is when you're going to do a suing spree, you start with the little guy first. You knock down the little guys, and then you have precedent. It shows the courts. I've already beat 5 people doing this. Other courts show that I have a right and a precedent. So when you go after a really big person, say, a Mad Vapes or somebody who has lots of money, you can beat them easier with the precedent of beating 5 or 6 people behind you. The problem is you might encounter something called a sleeper. And a sleeper is a person you think doesn't have a lot of money and you think is a small fry. And all of a sudden, he's got a fucking Mack truck in his backyard. He's going to run you over with it. And that's what happened with John. John is going to fight tooth and nail. And John isn't a punk. I know John. John, if you didn't, he has another job. Mm-hmm. The owner of VaporTech is the head of a SWAT team at a nuclear power plant.
Whoa.
This guy doesn't fuck around. You know what I mean? Like, he fucks with the wrong guy. You know what I mean? You know those guys that, are on standby in case there's, a nuclear meltdown and or there's a terrorist attack? He's the head of that fucking SWAT team.
Wow.
So, yeah, so he doesn't just sell mods. He also has a crazy background.
No kidding.
So yeah. So that's that on the Hannah front. But I would really like to know if you could find me some some information that Hannah is suing JRAP.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that.
Yeah,
I mean, that
exactly.
will be insane. And I am going on ClickBang this Tuesday for another reason. And, you know, Russ loves information and updates on this Hannah case. And if we could find that out, that'd be crazy.
Vape-tastic Jim, you are a little safer because you are separated by the 49th parallel. You know, I'm not saying 100%, but yeah, this is the thing. If it's a trademark issue, then he's got a leg to stand on with his logo. And we've said all the way along with so many things, like the logoed stuff, it might not be so cool. It's misrepresentation at the very least. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, in Canada, he'd have to come here. You know, it's Canadian law is completely different than American law. You have to hire a Canadian attorney. It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt. So he's going to just go after what's easy. American does.
Now, in other news, Abby had sort of brought up something else we wanted to talk about. Is this a good time to segue into that, Joe?
Sure.
About ECF and how we've become dirty words.
I know, right? So I'm trolling my own forum. I love saying that. I'm trolling my own forum. And I'm trolling the underground, and I'm just what I like to do is I go on and I just click the new post button. It shows me all the new posts since I've logged in. It gives me a little picture of what's going on. All of a sudden I see this picture, a post. It's only got 2 replies. It's real new. It says, "Hey VaporJoe, you finally made it." I'm like, what did I make? So I go over there, and he's telling me that when he was PMing his friend about the underground, what happens is if you type vaping underground or VaporJoes in one word and put it in a post, in a link, in a private message, the system automatically replaces those letters with stars. So you can't see it, and links won't work. Like the link will be there, but it'll be ****.com. It won't work. I couldn't believe it. So I went over there and I tried it, and well, apparently it's true. Our name, my name and my forum are banned. So I've never done anything wrong to ECF. I give ECF money every year. I'm a donator. I love their forum. But apparently they did something pretty fucking slimy. Now I hit them up with a support ticket, and I asked them why'd you do it? And then they came back at me and said, what was the word? We had an insane attack of links to your forum on our website, on our forum, and we didn't want to have forum war. And I said, what? Like, okay, let's just say that happened. Let's just say one of our fanboys ran over to ECF and just started plastering all our links. Why are you banning us? Ban the fucking asshole who's spamming.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with us. And number 2, VaporJoe's isn't a forum. So what the hell does that have to do with anything? So I was, and then I wrote that part back where it was like, well, what does VaporJoe's have to do with any of this? Okay. And they never got back to me.
Really?
If they're worrying about a forum war, they just made one. You started a forum war. You know what I mean? So anyway, I sent it over to Russ at ClickBang. For those of you who don't know Russ over ClickBang, Russ does something called the chopping block. I was on the chopping block myself, and what the chopping block is basically you get called out, and he does it on a website called VP Live, and it's a audio only, and he basically takes 2 people with problems, brings them together, and lets them fight it out. It's a call-in show. It could be 50 people on the line. There's people in chat. It can get pretty brutal. And I've been on it when a year ago it was called the VaporJoe's Fast Tech debacle. When I just basically started getting popular with VaporJoe's, and it had like 700 people there. It was insanity. I was screaming at these people. So it's a lot of entertainment if you ever want to go back and listen to it on SoundCloud. But he's going to pick this up on Tuesday, so it means I'm going to call in probably Lascivious Rage for Vaping Underground. I doubt ECF will have the balls to call in. I doubt it. But if they do, I cannot wait to face them and talk to them. Now, do I think they're afraid? That's possible. I don't know. We're a fledgling forum. We've only been open a week. Our numbers are fantastic. We're hitting 100,000 hits a day. We have almost 5,000 members, almost 20,000 posts. At any given time, we have almost 1,000 people online. People are really loving it. Everybody I talk to thinks it's fantastic. But only time will tell. We are a fledgling. We are a little teeny blip, compared to ECF. They've been around for so long. And the funny thing is when I went in to ask them what happened, they have a ticket system. Like, I'm talking to Microsoft. You know what I mean? Like, I had to submit a ticket and wait for a representative to get back to me, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't a forum anymore. And Abby on the Mod NB fill-in show, Abby and her friends were talking, once you censor speech, you're not a forum anymore. It's that simple. Forums are here to let you speak. It's a place where people can speak their mind. The moment you censor speech, you're not a forum anymore. It's just that simple. What do you think, Tiger? I've been ranting enough.
I think there are more and more vapors every day. I think ECF has been a great resource. It was one of the first places I found as a new vapor, and it pointed me in some right directions. I didn't stay long because I found it very restrictive, very over-moderated, and and that's not to say there's not value there. It has been a thriving community, but as someone else in the chat said, Vapetastic Jim, there is room for a new forum. There is need, in my opinion, for a new forum, and I think, with my own feelings on the subject, Joe, what you envisioned and what you put your team together and built, and what we're enjoying now, is a different mentality. To me, it's everything that ECF should and could have been, and we'll just see. There are those, you're mentioning one who says that it won't be around in 6 months. Well, we shall wait and see. I have a feeling.
Who said that it won't be around 6 months?
Oh, that's our friend Brian J.
Oh.
One thing I will say is, if you run a forum, show a little professionalism, and if you're an admin at another forum, show a little professionalism, and don't post on your own that you're going to troll somewhere else. It looks bad, and but we welcome you. Feel free to come by and troll and post, because it's good for our search engine optimization. And yeah, by all means, drop by.
Yeah, listen, I don't care if there's one person posting in the underground in 6 months. It's going to be me. I'm keeping it alive. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's my forum. I will be in there just all by myself, running around naked. I don't care. My forum.
Our VA Juggalo, and you know what? You've got a good point. He says when he was on ECF, he was yelling for his mommy because he was lost. And that's how I felt as a new vapor stumbling in there. It was very much, kind of established community. Coming in new wasn't necessarily a totally friendly experience. Now, there were those who kind of took me under their wing, helped me, advised me, and got me started. But it wasn't necessarily easy to, at first, connect with and find those people. So ECF can be an intimidating place to be, and for many reasons. So we've got a different mentality, a very open mentality. It's not impossible to get banned from Vaping Underground, but you're not going to get banned for voicing an opinion, or for posting, or for helping, or anything like that. One of the most disappointing things I've heard about is vendors being banned when they're not trying to sell anything. They're just trying to post in a forum and answer someone's question. And they're not welcome to do that because they're not posting in their own vendor forum.
And they're not paying either. That's the other thing.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And that's the other thing I tried to keep with the Vaping Underground. Keep it simple, stupid. Now we have added over the last week people requested, we may need a forum for this, and we've added subforums. So you may see a subforum that has no posts in it, but it's a popular topic, and you're like, why? Is there no post? It's because it's like we just put it in today. We try to keep it simple, so what you're looking for, you can find it. I hated ECF for being like, where the fuck do I talk about? Like, I want to talk about this juice. Where do I put it? Do I put it in, like, general? Where do I put it? And there's so many subforums and so much broken down into niches that it drove me nuts.
Now, in all fairness, we have a structure as well, and there are times when the mods will move a post. Because in order to get the best responses and get the most attention and the most discussion on a topic, it's best to have it where it belongs. So you may find that a thread you start gets moved, and that's as much for your benefit as to keep the forum organized. But we promise not to slap your wrist for putting it in the wrong place or send you to the corner for timeout. We won't do that.
And I have to tell you, the strongest section in Vaping Underground right now, the absolute hands down strongest section, is the DIY section. It's huge. Everybody's talking over there. It's by far, if I had to look at all the sections, all right, I'm wrong, the VaporJoes, but that's because it's automatically posted. The Steals and Deals area is pretty popular, but that every time me and Tiger post, it's automatically posted in the forum, so people can see it there. But in terms of people just going in and talking, the recipes forum area, the general discussion, the guides and the how-tos and the reviews. I mean, the reviews I just added yesterday. There's tons of conversation going on there. So that's right now our biggest, strongest area is the DIY section.
Cool. Well, I guess there's a lot of folks interested in making juice, and I realize that, but it's neat to see that that's thriving so strong already.
And in terms of vendors, consider. I am Joe. Okay, who's I am me?
Well, we welcome them all, Alf. If you vape and you're interested in being a part of the community, we welcome you. Our doors are open.
Now, in terms of vendors, we have more supporting vendors than any forum right now out. In terms of authorized vendors who've come in and asked for a subforum or advertised with us, we have more than any forum going. Currently, we're close to over 100, and that's just after a week. So we are going to have, about in 6 months, we could have, 500 vendor subforums. I know that will get kind of crazy, so we may have to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
But right now, it's blowing up, and they're very active. They're in there. They're posting. People are talking. The local vape groups are extremely popular. The brick and mortar section is really popular, state to state. So it's just working out nicely. Now, it's not going to be. We're not going to see 50,000 members in a month. That's unrealistic. In fact, I'm quite surprised we have what we have right now. It's going to be a slow process, but it builds and builds every day. In the beginning, we got 1,000 members a day. That's just the initial rush. But every day, you get a couple hundred members every day. And then, 6 months down the road, you're like, holy shit, we have, 50,000 members and 150,000 posts. We're a real forum. Right now, we're just building it up, and it's doing very well.
Just one more thing on Vaping Underground. Mrs. Deli is saying she's enjoying it, but wants some of the emails to stop. Now, Mrs. Deli, I'm assuming you're talking about the notifications that come in regarding threads that you're involved in and so forth. That's all stuff you can customize. Not to worry. If you need some help walking through that, post on the forum itself in the help section, and someone will be able to help you.
Yeah, and I believe in the email itself. You can unsubscribe right from the email.
Oh, there you
go. So if something comes in from a post, you just like go all the way to the bottom of the email, click that link, and it will shut off that email for that particular thing.
But essentially, just to assure you that that is all customizable. You don't have to get those notifications via email. Alrighty. Well, shall we move back into some deals, Joe?
Sure. Just one thing. I actually just got an email from the forum.
Did you?
If you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see stop receiving email. Please edit your contact preferences. Stop it, and you just go right over it. Shoot you over to your contact preferences, and it will tell you you can uncheck getting emails when conversations are messages are received.
Right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's a number of options because I remember setting mine up. So.
Okay, yes. Now back to deals, Tiger. Go.
Watermelon flavoring. You mentioned me,
Watermelon.
Wiener, but I'm not sure who the best would be. Now we do have as well Style and Puffer in the room. I saw her name, and she's a pretty epic juice maker. She might have some good advice for you. Best watermelon flavoring.
Best
All right.
watermelon.
Deals. I got another deal I want to show you because this is killer. This is absolutely killer, and this deal is still running, so you can still get in on this one.
Are you kidding? I know what you're bringing up right now. It is a killer deal.
It is a killer deal. This is the Nemesis replica. It is going for under $12. I kid you not. I don't know what to tell you. Go get it. I have.
You know what I think I should do? I think I should probably buy one of these.
Well,
but for giveaways.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to give away. Now, I've gone on record saying that I don't feel the Nemi initially was the best first mechanical for somebody. Joe, at this price, I have to reverse my position. The Nemesis has some things with it that aren't difficult, aren't rocket science, but they're not totally intuitive for a new person to learn to set up and get their battery fitted in there nice, get their atomizer fitted on there. You know what? It ain't rocket science, and there's enough people out there now to ask for help. I mean, good grief. If you're unsure, email me, okay? We'll get it straightened out. But for $12, that is an epic first mechanical mod.
So. Yeah. I mean, the thing they need to do, honestly, is get rid of the damn kick ring. Nobody's using the damn kick anymore. Get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like, and that is one of the major problems people have. They're like, my battery, it's just jingling up and down because they don't know to get rid of the kick ring.
Well, and some of the versions are different. Some of the versions that little thin kick ring fits better than others. Some places you can leave it, some not. So it's just a matter of knowing how to get it all adjusted. The kick ring Savaka is, let me see if I can show you here. There's an extra ring here in the middle. It's somewhat decorative in nature, but with the different size tubes in combination with this little ring lets you fit a kick in. Now a kick, if you're not familiar, is a little tiny electronic device that turns a mechanical mod into a regulated device where you can set your wattage.
We are frozen.
Oh, are we frozen? That's got to be a function of Vapor's TV. I encourage you to, I don't know if they can hear me, but I encourage you to reload. Oh, Bastard says we're good. Fine. Refresh. Okay. All good. All right. There we go.
There we go. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so now for those of you who don't know what a kick is, real quick, basically a kick is a small little board you put in between your battery and your connector. That board gives you variable wattage. So if you would like to have variable wattage in a mechanical, you can do it. However, nobody really uses a kick anymore because people adjust their coils to match the wattage rather than getting. If you were going to put a cartomizer on your Nemesis, then a kick may be necessary. However, if you're rebuilding and putting on a Nemesis, the kick is absolutely not needed. It's old tech.
The kick to me is a little like having a really smoking hot mountain bike and putting training wheels on it. There's kind of no point anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to put a clearomizer on your Nemesis, feel free, but you're going to get a shitty vape, you know, and that's why the kick would be necessary. But just put it on an Ego Twist, you'll get a better vape.
All right. Well, we are 14 minutes past the hour. I'm going to forge on ahead because there's a few more things I want to show you. We talked a lot about some of the news this week. There was so much to talk about this week. But I also wanted to talk to you about another really great mechanical. This is a Poldiak replica. Now, this one is an 18500 tube. with the polished shirt and pants. This is a replica of the V2. And I gotta
That's
tell
hot.
you, the pictures are hot. Like, holy mackerel, the finishing looks great. It looks like they did a really great job on that switch part, which, I do have a Poldiak replica. It's not bad. It's not bad. I got my money's worth, let's put it that way. But having a real Poldiak, I'm not overly impressed with my replica. It's a decent mechanical. This one appears to be better yet, and it's that 18500 size, that nice sort of mid-size. So I think this one deserves a real second look. Under 25 bucks. Yeah, this one looks like a winner to me. This one looks like it's going to end up in my cart, to be honest. So, now, just to forge on ahead some more, we haven't talked about anything in the drip tip realm tonight, and I really want to do that because these are pretty. This is the second offering like this that they've come out with, sort of a replica drip tip, if you will. Now, the first ones had an acrylic top on them, and to be honest, I was kind of like, meh about the acrylic. When I laid eyes on the anodized aluminum, I got really excited. These are in my cart.
No, the OSOs though. I mean, these are replica drip tips. These are $25 a piece drip tips. They make Two Puffs makes an acrylic version. So it's not like they went cheap first with acrylic and then went.
No. I'm just saying for me personally, the acrylic didn't excite me, but these do. These are gorgeous.
Right, and the advantage to these is you can pull them apart. They're interchangeable, so you can, if you have the acrylic and want a different base, you can put the acrylics into this base, and the acrylic one you have a different style base, and you want to put that in. So they're kind of interchangeable. Yeah. If just say you put this on a really hot build, well, you're not going to want the anodized aluminum in your face. You might want the acrylic, or vice versa. So there's different, and it's cool because they just pop right apart. They're really, and they're gorgeous drip tips. I think they look great.
Yeah. Really are. Shot in the Jaw is asking, these are aluminum. They are a combination. The bottom portion is steel. The top portion is anodized aluminum. And they are reasonably short style and puffer. This isn't a super shorty, but it's a compact drip tip for certain.
And the legits, which I looked at, which don't look much different. I mean, they look slightly more refined. Are $25 to $30 a piece. I'll deal with my $1.97 version.
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling too.
But they're like I said, they're great. I bought the originals that came out. I bought the acrylic versions. I have not bought these yet, but guys, so Fast Tech with drip tips. I have to say for a moment. I know we're probably going to go a little bit later than normal tonight, but it's okay. Fast Tech drip tips, they have the best selection of drip tips ever. If you go over there, they have probably, I would say, 1,000 different drip tips, and really, really nice drip tips. And these are no exception. All right, Tiger, go.
All right, another one. I just keep saying I'm so excited. It was an exciting week. What can I say? Black Fogger. I'm telling you right now. Now, I did receive one while I was away, and I mean, I've been home 24 hours. I have not built it. I apologize. I so wanted to be vaping it for you tonight. That didn't happen. But the price on this is a significant price drop. I paid closer to $30, $19.02 for Black Fogger. This is the one now, the V4 with the extra juice channels cut in it. So you've got improved juice flow, you've got improved airflow, and of course this deck is optimized for a dual coil build if you wish to make one. You can see where, let me head over here so I can show you. You've got 2 air holes on the deck now instead of the single one, and almost more of a K-Fun style deck where it's really, really accessible and open and easy to get at. So your fill hole in the bottom still, glass tank like the latest versions of the foggers, everything except the V1, and that beautiful black finish that is going to look so great on my 18650 black
Question
Stingray.
for you, Tiger. Question for you.
Yeah.
You said that these are. Does these have 4 channels now, or 2? Better channels, or 4 new, or 2 new channels?
The first foggers had 2 channels for the
Right.
juice to travel. This one has 4. You can see them around the edges here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 over there.
So that kind of turns them into an. This kind of turns the fogger into an aqua, then. No.
You know, I am just not knowledgeable yet enough about the aqua, and this is a crying shame because I have one of those that's not built too. But I have heard that this is more aqua-esque. So you're
aqua-esque.
Aqua-esque. I think I just made that up.
Yeah, I think you did.
So I think you're on the right track there, Joe. But I'll have a better clue this week when I finally get to sit down with some wicker wire and build that one up.
Okay. May I throw a deal out there real quick?
Well, I wish you would.
Okay. New one dropped today, the Akuma. This is a really hot mechanical. I'm going to put a link in the room real fast. This one, full copper with brass accents. Now, the picture I use is a nice picture, but if you go over to Best, I can check it out. The first picture you see, you'll see the 4-tube system, where you can use the 18650, 500, 350. Really beautiful mod, full brass. I mean, full copper with just this top and bottom brass accents. The connectors are brass. I mean, I'm sorry, the connectors are copper. The bottom button I like. It's not a full recess switch, but it's just enough the way I like it. It also has a magnetic switch, and I love the engraving on it. I think the logo on it is just really, really, really hot. $31.56, ship free. Again, you get all the tubes. I really think this is a really, 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 really hot mod. And I say that of all the mods that come out, but tomorrow there'll be another really, really, really hot mod. But the Akuma kind of reminds me of a Raijin.
Yeah, Raijin.
But not in aluminum, but a full copper and brass architecture. So if you're looking for a sick mod, I think this is one of them. Okay, Tiger, off to the races. I know you got more.
Off to the races? All right. Well, I do have a couple more, so let's...
Bringing out the big boy? Bringing out the Anaconda?
I'm going to show you the Mutant 26650 monstrous device. This is a replica of an American-made device, actually. And but you gotta love the price on this. I mean, this is a 26650. It's brass and steel. It's like under $22. You really cannot go wrong. Reset switch. Smart looking switch too. I like how they've done that. And I just love the sleek lines on this. I love clean, simple lines, and the Mutant really delivers that. So another 2650 to choose from. Bear in mind, we talked about the Argus closer to the top of the show, a 26650 atomizer that would frankly look deadly on here with the polished steel. So now if you missed that link, be sure head on over to VaporJoesCanada.ca. That's VaporJoes.ca. And sign up for our email, because after the show I'm going to send out an email to everybody with the links that we discussed on the show, so you don't have to remember, you don't have to bookmark, just sign up and we'll give you a recap of what we talked about.
Now, for those of you who wonder, are these good or they're not, there's always heavy discussion. If you just don't look at the mod and hit buy, or look at the mod and say don't buy. There's specifications, reviews, and discussions.
Right.
Discussions, there are people in there screaming at each other about why a mod is good or bad, it sucks, it's awesome, whatever. They're screaming at each other in there, really tearing apart these mods, looking at them, the pictures, and asking questions and all kinds of stuff. So when you're in there, before you make your purchase, or before you don't want to make a purchase, and you're just kind of like, I don't know, go to the discussion area. You'll see they'll say discussions, say on the Mutant is 7, but, in total, there's like, just looking at it, about 70 or 80 people who've talked about this within those threads. It's like a mini forum for each mod, and you'll get a better idea of, if you don't understand something, somebody's probably have brought it up, like, why is this happening, or where are the vent holes, or whatever. So, good thing to look at. And you also see if something's popular, because if it's a lot of discussions and it's a new mod, it's hot.
All right. Now, you alluded to these, Joe, but I wanted to show folks a link and a deal on them. You talked about them a little bit when you were talking about your, what was it? I'm sorry, was it the 730 or 722 you were talking about when you mentioned the low ohm Kanger heads? Dual coil replacement heads now available in 0.8 ohm.
Now, Tiger is going to have a pack of these. I'm going to send her a pack of these. They'll be out on Monday. These are tricky. I'll explain to you. If you don't have these yet, Smokey, when he grabbed it out of the package, threw it in his mod, vaped it, he said they suck. What you got to do is when you put them in your Kanger, you got to put the juice in it, put it down on the ground, walk away for 10 minutes. Just do this for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Let that juice soak into that head, because you got to remember, this isn't a coil that's been pre-built. I mean, not a coil that you've rebuilt. This is something factory made. It's got to get in there, and once it does, you don't have to worry about it again, and it works so good. I got a 0.8 on this, on the Hana Mini here. Well, the Hana Chana 30 box, whatever you want to call it. It's just working so well. I have all sub-ohm heads on this here. I have a sub-ohm head on this here. I have a sub-ohm head on my Tatro tank here. I have literally given up all the other, 1.5 to 2 ohm heads. These are heaven, absolutely heaven. For 0.8 ohms, frankly, and I know we brought up the fogger before. I've vaped K-Funds. I think the Kanger Mega with the sub-ohm head destroys a K-Fun. Absolutely destroys it.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I see the chat is answering, but Dawn wanted to know if they'll work on a Vamo V5, and the answer is no. The Vamo does have a minimum that it will fire for resistance of in the neighborhood of 1.2. So your 0.8 isn't going to work there. Where this will shine is it'll allow you to use like your and this is one of my favorite devices now, the Kangertech Aero Tank Mega. You can use that on a mechanical now. At 0.8, you will get a decent vape.
And
so
Smokey says they rock on a mechanical. Absolutely rock on a mechanical.
So it's changing the game. You don't have to be a rebuilder anymore to enjoy a mechanical mod. Right. You can use a ready-to-vape device on there, and you're going to get a decent vape, a very enjoyable vape even. And however, having said that, I want to make sure people understand you are still sub-ohming. So whether or not you choose to rebuild, this is still sub-ohming, and you want to make sure you're using an appropriate battery and an appropriate device to do that. We don't want any problems or accidents or so on and so forth. Make sure you're using a battery that can perform to what you're doing there.
So if this is your first go round, your first bout of sub-ohming, probably don't have the best batteries in the world. However, if you have a good regulated device like a 722, anything that's a 20 watt or higher device, and you can use it without worry, because the regulating voltage and wattage in the device itself will allow you to use it. Now, something like a 20 watt box mod, like an older Hana or an older DNA 20, or even a 722 or a Sigelli 20 watt, anything 20 watts or higher, you can get away with using an AWIMR battery in there without a problem. You can fire it all the way up to 20 watts. People fire the 0.8 ohm, no problem, and you should be okay. Something like a 30 watt box mod, they require a little bit higher, so you'll probably wind up getting into like something like an MNKE or a Sony VTC4 or 5. So if it's your first go around, I probably wouldn't use a mechanical. I would probably stick it on a 20 watt box mod or 20 watt DNA 20 device if you have one, because you get that little bit more protection.
Yeah, exactly, Joe, and you do have a good point there as well. I mean, it's a .8 coil, but putting it on a regulated device anyway, like a 30 watt box, like you're talking about, lets you kind of just fine tune it if you want to. Whereas on a mechanical, it's .8 no matter what you do, and you're getting the voltage of your battery no matter what you do. So that's great advice right there.
Right. So at like I'm vaping this at this .8 ohm sub-ohm head, the one she's advertising right now, at 21.7 watts, it's pushing 4.3 volts, and it just rips, man. We're talking, I'm not vaping I'm vaping a Clearum. Technically, I'm vaping a Clearumizer right now. And this thing just rocks. It just rips, and I'm using really crappy juice, like 60% PG, not BG, PG. If I put in 100, like a 90% BG in this, it would be blowing massive clouds.
Well, I'll tell you, my Aerotank Mega was one of the favorite devices on the highway. It just a great vape, no question about it.
I got a little beta test today. This is a little VaporJoe's juice.
Which one is that?
This is caramel coffee. And it also has, if you didn't notice, has a little vaping underground symbol on it.
Indeed it does.
And this is really nice. Not liking the PG-VG ratio on it because it's a 60% PG, 40% VG ratio. That will have to work in the opposite direction. At minimum, I would want a 60 VG, 40 PG, maybe even a 70-30, 70 VG, 30 PG. But in terms of flavor, it's really nice. I'm about a quarter into the bottle already, and I just got it today, so it's good.
Alrighty. Well, I'm technically out of published deals, but we have been unable to broadcast for 2 weeks, and you guys have made it pretty clear that you're the loyal bunch that show up here to hang out with us on Saturday night. Very late if you happen to be on the East Coast. Not so bad if you're out here where we are on West Coast, right, Diana? But I have a bonus deal for you. This one isn't yet published. A bonus deal. This is a bonus for our lovies that hang out with us on Saturday. This will be published tomorrow. You guys get to learn about it tonight. I wanted to share this with you. It's a great deal on a picture that doesn't exist. Whoopsie, did I not grab the picture for you guys? Let me see if I can, but I'll share the link first. This is the Coolfire 1 starter kit, and it is a really neat little device. I swear to you, I will find the picture for you. Let's do that.
Well, while she talks, I could talk a little bit about the Coolfire.
Sure, why don't you do that? I have not in my hand, just the pictures, and I've heard great feedback about them, and they compact.
Well, the cool thing about a Coolfire, it's a cool item. When I looked at this, I thought this is gonna suck. Well, I went to a vape shop, a vape meet, maybe like 2 months ago, and they were selling Coolfires. I'm like, let me see that thing.
Right.
It's super tiny. It's an 18350, but it's regulated at 8.5 watts. So It's purely wattage. It's always 8.5 watts. And it's just the coolest little device because it's a set it and forget it. You can't change the wattage or the voltage. It's just always at 8.5 watts.
Yeah.
Now that is an average wattage that a lot of people who would use this device would use it at. If you put a it comes with the iClear 30B, you're going to want to vape it at around that wattage. And it's just a cool, small, heavy little device.
Well,
so pure stainless steel. You have to remember this is made by Anoken, and they don't mess around. If anybody's held an Anoken device in their hands, it's a heavy, weighty thing.
Mm-hmm. And 3351 for the set. You're getting the iClear 30B on there, and you're getting the Coolfire 1. This is guaranteed authentic. really great price, really great, little bundle. I think for the money.
Yeah, and if you're, and you know what's great, what this is great for? Two things. One, I keep this in the car because this is a portable device. Two,
Hmm.
somebody coming off an ego who wants a mod but doesn't want all the futzing and they want to experience wattage. This is like the easiest mod in existence
Hmm.
because it is a mod. It uses batteries, so they get into understanding how to put a battery in, take it out, charge it, learn battery, skills. But they just have to hit a single button. They change nothing.
Really, Jim has them for the Canadians in the room. You will get it much faster and buying Canadian for 39 bucks. And he's not sold one. Jim, is it just your clientele are looking for a more, advanced device? Because yeah, thank you. I was just about to ask you for your link. Because honestly, for that price, already in Canada, I can't see why somebody wouldn't. This is a great step up from the ego, like Joe said.
Well, I'll
Oh,
tell
they're
you
going
why.
MVP.
Because yeah, they'll go the MVP route, or people look at this and think it's just like a silver bullet style.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize that this is actually a wattage mod. This is
Yeah.
a 7 amp wattage mod too. This thing can go up to 7 amps, so it's not like this is just a crappy output. I mean, if that holds true, you could put a solid rebuild on there, and it would fire very well. Um, I think just by when you look at it, you think it's just it's a crappy 3.7 volt device. I don't want that. I want something with glitz and glamour. But when you really get into the meat of it and you look at the stats, you're like, oh, I didn't realize it's wattage, and it's different. But I think it's really cool. I think it's a really really cool little item.
Now, Solomon Grundy wants to know how long the battery life is. It's not going to be exceptionally long, Solomon, because we're talking about a smaller cell, right? But the beauty of this is its compact form. I mean, it's a great to go, and yeah, like Joe's saying, a great one to leave in the car. I hadn't thought of that, but you got me thinking.
Yeah, I that's what I do. I keep this is in my truck. I leave two 30 ml bottles of juice in the little console,
Mhm.
and I always have one or two mods in there. Always, and I always keep something that's a pass-through that uses a mini USB. Things that you'll charge your cell phone with, just in case shit. But always have a small little knock-around mod with you, because why? I'm not carrying a big old clunky mod with me when I go out. I don't care, what your vape standards are. Your vape standards change when you leave the house. They have to. I mean, nobody's rocking a dual 26650 with a rebuildable on the top of it. I mean, you look like a retard. Walking around with a big staff in your hand. You know what I mean? You want something portable. You want to put it in your front pocket. You want to put it in your pants pocket. You just want to do the quick vape, do what you got to do. You don't want these big honking um, mods when you go out, unless I don't know, you have a sheath or something. You got big old long thing. You want to put it in there. That's fine. But I want something quick and easy. I love my big mods, but not when I go out. I think they're terrible when I go out.
Alrighty. Thanks for the feedback, Vaping Gal Philly. She's got a Cool Fire 1 that she won a Mod Envy. Loves using it as a backup.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Okay,
All right.
so does anybody have questions in the room? Does anybody want to talk about anything real quick? We got a little bit of time yet. I mean,
Sure. We've been away. We can give you a few more minutes, and we've got a nice crowd in the room. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody.
what's fast?
I
Go
do.
fast.
I do.
Oh, wait,
All
I have to
right,
talk
Jim.
about my venting batteries. Did I not?
I forgot about the venting batteries. Let's talk.
I do have to talk about this. I don't know what happened, but I didn't have venting batteries. I guess you'd call it thermal runaway. In last week, I've had 2 MMKEs in my 722 get ballistically hot, and literally, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the spring on the bottom of my 722. If you notice on there, there's some beautiful orange paint. Can you see that, Tiger?
Oh, yes, I can. That looks like MNKE.
It's MNKE guts. Is what it
Yeah.
is. Now, this collapsed the spring twice now. I picked this spring up, put it back, and it happened again to me today. And what happened is, and I don't know if you can see that, there's a scorch mark at the top of the battery.
Just give it a turn. Right now it's kind of lost. It looks like part of the lighting, but yeah, as you turn it, oh, there we go. That's showing it.
See it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know why this happened, but that happened, and then on the bottom, you can see where all the lovely plastic is melted, and there's a scorch mark on there. It just decided to get extremely hot and go thermal on me. But this is the second time in a week. Now, I don't know if it's the mod or crappy batteries, like fake MNKEs, but today I was using it. I put it down. Now, this has all happened when I wasn't using the mod. I just put it down, doing whatever I'm doing, pick it back up. All of a sudden, it is burning hot. What? Now, the first time you're scared because nobody understands thermal runaway until it happens to you. As everybody's like, oh, I hear about these stories. You know it when it happens. It gets like just fire fucking hot. You touch it, you can't. You got to grab something. So what I did is I grabbed it, I unscrewed it real fast, threw the battery on the floor because I didn't want to damage the mod, and I noticed the spring was stuck to it. Let it cool down, pulled the spring off it, and put it down. Threw that particular battery away. This one I kept because it happened again today, just leaving it on the counter, out of nowhere, boom. So I don't know if it's the 722 or if it's just a set of MNKEs. You have, hold on a second.
Chevy has a comment that I think solves it for you, Joe, or it possibly solves it for you. Talking about the top of the MNKE, the metal top button, and that it has 4 bars, if I'm recalling from what you just showed us. The official MNKEs he's got have 5. Are you sure yours are authentic?
Well, 5 bars, you mean like five dimples?
When you look down at the top of the battery, the button has sort of bars leading away from it. I counted 4.
Yeah, I have 4 on mine.
Well, it might be something to look into.
Oh, I bought shitty batteries, maybe.
It's possible.
Well, thank you, Chevy. I did not know that.
There, Clouds of Milwaukee is right in there as well. Fun Guy, you have 10 of them with 4. Well, we're just talking about this on the fly here. I haven't had time to verify this information, but those of you with 4, maybe this is worth doing a bit of research.
Yeah, because I've had these. I don't like this. Like, I'm not going crazy with them. I'm using the sub-owner head at like 15 watts on the 722, and it's. Now, I have to say this much. Hats off, at least, for IMR technology. Because if this was an unprotected ICR, I would have been dead. This would have been a complete pipe bomb. Because it would just, because I don't care. Everybody's worried about vent holes. These vent holes here on bottoms of mods. Guess what? The vent holes on the bottom of a mod means nothing. Because when a battery is going to blow up, it swells, and it would cut off the bottom venting. Where you need the vent holes, most likely, would be in the center or the top of the mod, because the swelling would prevent any gases from leaving on the bottom. So, Tiger's got them too.
Yeah. Well, this is it, and that's exactly right, Chevy. I don't want anybody running out and disposing of their 4-bar MNKEs. So, we're just discovering and discussing this on the fly as we're doing the show here. So, all we're suggesting is do be careful when you're buying cells that are, for more aggressive builds or mods. Make sure you know what you're getting. Deal with reputable sources, and There we go. Okay, Schmo is saying Mad Vapes MNKEs have 4 bars.
I mean,
So
now before we go crazy,
jury's out on this one.
This could be something new that MAK put out. It could
Yeah.
just be a different thing that they've started doing. You know, Tiger has a good source of 26650 batteries. They're called Molly cell.
Now, the problem with the Molly cell is that technically it is not a 26650, it is a 26700. So there are a lot of places you can use them instead of the 26650. Something like the large form Stingray, the 26650 Stingray. There's enough room. You can make that work in there. Something with a spring that'll give you that extra little clearance, you can use that in there. But there are certain mods that the clearances are very, very specifically, geared for 26650, and you're not going to get that Molly cell in there. Now, the Molly is a fantastic cell, but it's not going to work everywhere.
You know, Bob S. just wrote up, hey Joe, battery connecting somewhere positive pin. If you look inside here, you can see actually where the scorch marks met, and it actually went off to the side in the mod. I don't know if you can see if you're getting any of that in there.
It's a little blurry, but we can see the discoloration there, yeah.
You see that? So I'm thinking maybe this should have had an insulator in it, and it no longer does.
Could that have fallen out?
You know that? Does anybody have a 722 in the room that could look inside and tell me if there's a insulator where the pin is? Like a white insulator or something? Because that could just be the problem right there.
Oh, New Jersey Fun Guy is going to check his. Thank you, Fun Guy.
Can the positive pin be adjusted down more? No,
that's what I was going to ask too, is if there's any motion on that.
She says no. Okay, so it's not that there's no insulator. Maybe the positive pin just got pushed up too high for so much use and causing my batteries to short because they're touching. I remember the original Vamos had this problem.
Yeah.
And they put a white insulator in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Thank you, Puff Puff, for checking.
Yeah, maybe trying adding an insulator. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to, at very minimum, and get a new spring.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, my 722 is completely out of commission.
Oh, now Silent Puffer says there is a plastic ring in hers.
Oh.
Now yours is one of the first 722s that became available. Is that plastic ring something they added, just like with the early Vamo?
Yeah, maybe it's something that we got to look into. When you get yours, Tiger, look inside. Let me know if there's plastic ring there.
I will do that. Yeah, and that's that tick is saying the original 722 didn't have the ring, and yours would be one of the early ones, so that might explain it. There we go. Plastic ring that's more like a sticker, TCG says. So it sounds like maybe we've solved the issue. And thank you so much to our viewers. You see, you guys teach us all kinds of things too. So there we go. We now know there was a revision, Scorpio is telling us, to the 722. The later versions have an insulator. So if you don't have one, and Puff Puff is saying that theirs was the first, Puff Puff, be warned. You're going to want to watch for this. You may want to see if you can add something in there just to keep you safe. We don't want to have you having this problem too.
Yeah, and if your mod suddenly gets blazingly hot, just unscrew that bitch real fast. Drop that battery. You don't want to keep that in there. Okay, cool. All right, so the time is 2:50.
Indeed it is.
And we have 136 in the room. Nice. Okay, so do you want to call it an evening, Tiger?
Yep, absolutely. Let's do that. We've got some more deals to find for you guys tonight, and I guess I could do one more show and tell, because originally when I was debating it, we talked about it on this show. And,
please show and tell, please.
I finally went for it. I have more metal in my face now. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. There we go. So yes, I pierced my lip on Sunday, and it's a little bit sore right now because I've bitten it a couple times. You have to
I've been
learn how to
trying
eat
hard to get a lip
sandwiches all
piercing.
over again.
How long have I been screaming at you to get a piercing in your lip?
It's been probably a year now.
Like, get one, get one. It looks good. And it's gonna look even better when she finally removes that one and puts a hoop in it.
Mhm.
Because she was flirting with the idea of it, and she'd keep a once in a while have like a falsie hoop in there, and it looked epic. So
Epic.
epic. So,
Okay, all right, whatever you say. But, yeah, I have to stop biting it. I had to relearn how to eat sandwiches this week. I think I got it down now, but
yeah, well, we're gonna have to relearn a lot of things.
ooh.
Okay, so I'll see you guys next week on Done Deal, and thank you guys for stopping by and keeping us company.
Alrighty. Have a good night, everybody. Vape on, vape strong.
And forget about it.